Hi there. Last year, about this time, Coach Stacy Tovar asked me to relay the story of Lieutenant Michael Murphy and what happened with him and the reason why we do Murph around this time on Memorial Day. I was grateful to hear that that meant a lot to some people. It's a story that means a lot to me, and one that I've had some involvement with. And I had some people ask me to relay that story again because we're unable to gather everybody together and have one big Murph workout tomorrow for Memorial Day like we were last year. So I'm happy to help if I can. For those that may recall, it was back in June of 2005. Lieutenant Michael Murphy, Navy SEAL, was part of SEAL Team 1. They were deployed at that time to Afghanistan and were participating, him and his team, participating in an operation called Operation Red Wing. At the time, it was an intel gathering mission to gather intel on a particularly bad dude who was in charge of some guerrilla insurgent forces called the Mountain Tigers. This was in the Kunar province of Afghanistan, which is the extreme northeast portion, very rugged, mountainous terrain, and at that time, completely under enemy control. Lieutenant Murphy and his team of SEALs with Danny Dietz, Matt Axelson, and Marcus Luttrell successfully infiltrated their operating area. It was unfortunately at that time when a herd of goat herders stumbled upon their location. With the inability to determine hostile intent, they had to let them go, knowing that within all likelihood, they would reveal their location to the Taliban forces. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. And they were unable to egress their location before a group of over 50 insurgent forces besieged their location, and they started taking effective enemy fire. All 4 of those SEALs were wounded, but continued to take the fight to the enemy as they were forced back further into a ravine. At that point, they continued to try to get a hold of their operations center to ask for the very needed help. It was at that point when their main communications officer was mortally wounded that Lieutenant Murphy, understanding the risk to his life, exposed himself in a clearing where he knew he would be taking direct enemy fire. It was finally at that point that they were able to contact the operations center to let them know that they had a troops in contact situation and that they needed to roll the quick reaction force for help. While continuing to take enemy fire, Lieutenant Murphy ensured that their location was relayed and that their situation was presented. He dropped the satellite phone a couple different times, but then picked it up to verify that they had their location, that they were sending help for him and his team. At which point he simply said, "Thank you," and ended the call, at which point gave the last full measure of his devotion as he continued to engage the enemy from his exposed position. Matt Axelson and Danny Dietz also perished at that time, and Marcus Luttrell, through various means, was able to survive the situation. The military forces at that time moved heaven and earth to get to their brothers in need. Unfortunately, it was just too late. During the rescue efforts, there was continued loss of life as a Chinook, a CH-47 with 8 SEALs and 8 Army Special Operators received, they took a rocket that brought down their helicopter, and all 16 perished. It became the worst loss of life in Navy SEAL history, at least since the time of Vietnam. We take this time to pause for a moment and reflect upon the sacrifices of Lieutenant Murphy, those of his team, those that were part of the rescue operation. But we have the opportunity to do this on Memorial Day, where we could think about all those that sacrificed their lives, that paid the last full measure of their devotion. And I could speak with some confidence when I tell you to take a moment and reflect, be grateful, but then please go out and have a good time and enjoy. I don't know if you could call it a day off during these weird COVID times, but have a barbecue with your family. Tell your friends you love them. Enjoy yourselves. That's Lieutenant Murphy, those that were with him, those that are like him, those that serve like him, would not want people to just wallow around in anguishing because of the loss that has taken place. Those types of individuals do what they do so that you don't have to think about the things that they do. I'm grateful. It has been the great honor of my military career to have been able to serve with those like Lieutenant Murphy as an aircraft operator, both in direct and indirect support of those type of heroes has just meant the world to me. And so tomorrow or today, depending on when you're watching this, as you have the opportunity to participate in this workout, it's one like any other hero WOD that we do. This was a workout that specifically was created by the hero it was named after. We call it Murph because that's one of the nicknames that he had, but this was a particular workout that he liked to do. He would throw on a set of body armor and then go for it. So whether you wear a weighted vest or not, whether you modify it or not, whether you scale the reps or not, give it your all and do it for those that went before and help provide the freedoms that we enjoy today. And then go out and enjoy yourself. I know that's what Lieutenant Murphy would want us to do. And so I hope that talking about this, thinking about this helps your enjoyment. It helps you appreciate the meaning of what Memorial Day means. And I look forward to suffering right alongside of you, whether that be virtually or in person or in whatever way. To the members of CFO Nation and to those others that might be watching this, I love you guys. I consider you my family. Your spirit and your strength has brought help to my family, and in more ways than I can put into words. I am grateful for your friendship. I'm grateful for your strength, and I'm grateful to help trying to live a higher quality of life through fitness. Thanks, guys.